Welcome to the Co-Host Bros Podcast, where we break down everything short-term rentals, entrepreneurship, and building a profitable hospitality business. Whether you're a host, investor, or property manager, we share real strategies, real insights, and real experiences to help you scale smarter and grow faster. Let's dive in.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 107, where I am your Reverend Matt Cott here with Austin Spitzenberger. We are the Co-Host Bros Podcast. I've been practicing that all day, Austin.
Damn.
All day.
I don't know, man. Do you want me to be a people pleaser or tell you the truth?
I just need an amen and hallelujah. That's it.
All right. Amen, brother. Amen.
There you go.
But awesome, man. Today we have a special guest on the podcast, Matt Hammlett. What's going on, man? How you doing?
Not much, guys. Just enjoying the day.
Awesome, man. Well, we're super excited to have you here, dude. And before we get started, if you've listened to the show before and you've received value from it, we were 100 episodes in. We've never asked for reviews, but going forward, if you're enjoying the show, please like, subscribe, give us a review, whatever it is to engage back with us. Matt and I, we learn a lot from this, but this is not something that we're looking to make a lot of money on. So we like to pour back into the vacation rental community. This is our way to give back, provide value, help everybody become better operators, bring on the vendors that can come and help you in your business. So all we ask in return is if you can leave us a review, and that would be great. But now we'll jump into it. Yeah, and share it. But anyways, so Matt, tell us a little bit about who you are, kind of how you got into this industry, and maybe what it is, what problem you kind of solve today.
Yeah, so back in, I think, 2017, I had owned a cleaning service that we had sold, a Service Master franchise. I don't know if you've heard of that before, but we did like fire and water restoration and all that. And one of the customers we helped out, he had about four vacation rentals. And when we sold it, he called us 2 months later and said, hey, can you come back and clean these? Because our current vacation rental cleaner that we sold it to, they're not doing the job. So I had to explain to the guy, like, sorry, I have a non-compete. I can't come clean your house. And he calls the next day. He's like, so what if you managed my houses? And I said, well, I don't know anything about management, but I'll look into it. So story from there is we started doing some research on management. We started with his 4 homes, and we built that company within 3 years. We had 200 properties that were managed. And then in 2021, we exited out to Vacasa. So 2021, I kind of was just doing some consulting sales jobs. I went to work for Guesty when they started their little field sales team with 3 guys. I think now they have like 12. And then was approached by Crew Dogs, which is where I'm at now. And it's kind of meshed both my worlds, like my military service and vacation rentals, kind of together. So that's kind of where we got to today and so now I'm the chief operating officer of Crew Dogs, and we're a military travel platform. Currently, we have about 20,000 properties that are live on our website, where we partner with hosts to give military affiliated people a 10 to 20% discount, depending on what the host wants to give. And then part of our proceeds from the reservation also gets donated to a nonprofit of the host's choice. So like the Fisher House, K9 for Warriors, we have about 20 to 30 different nonprofits that the money can be pointed to.
Awesome, man. So we'll open up Crew Dogs maybe here in a little bit and talk about that. Go into the specifics, pricing, how hosts can kind of use you guys stuff. But let's go back to your. So you said in 2017-ish was when you
Yeah,
started hosting, and then you
yeah.
got to 200 units, and you exited in, did you say 2021-ish?
2021, December
Damn.
2021.
So that's 200 units in 4 years. So um that's pretty impressive. How did you scale? How did you get in, do this, and get so much momentum and scale so quickly? Number one, how did you scale so quickly? And number two, what market were you in?
So we're up in Yosemite, Yosemite National Park. Um, Back then, there wasn't, every vacation rental management company on the corner. So when we first started, I think by the 10th property, we had a storefront that was right on the highway, that was going into the park where 5 million cars drive by every single day. And then it was just word of mouth. We did have a couple big owners that owned around 20 plus properties each. So we brought on their portfolios. Then we had another company that was kind of more of an old school company that came on board. We just took everything over. It was a family run. They also owned all the properties. Um, and crazy enough, I always remember the story from them is they had been in the industry so long. When they started advertising their homes inside Yosemite National Park, they advertised on TV guides. So they would
Damn,
put their homes on TV guides, and that is where they did their advertising for people to come to Yosemite National Park.
like
So,
a TV guide, like a magazine, or a TV guide, like the channel that you hit and it like scrolls
no,
through the.
back in the old days, they didn't have that on TV. It was a guide.
Oh,
So,
okay.
I mean, I'm old enough to remember TV guides, so maybe
I
that's.
know what you're talking about. The little booklet that had the TV guides in
You would
there,
get it in the
the
mail at the beginning of the
advertisements.
month, and it would show you what TV programs were playing that month, and that's how they started advertising was TV guides. They were putting ads in TV guides, so it was pretty crazy. Um, but yeah, no, it was just we scaled pretty quickly. But really, it was just word of mouth. There was not a lot of property managers here at all. There was one large one, that's prominent. I mean, they were here for 40 years, and they're still here. They're still around. But yeah, it was just kind of getting bigger in 2018 to 2020, and we were the only ones. So, uh, and now there's like 30 property managers in the area. So,
Yeah. No, the game has definitely changed, and I mean, either way, 0 to 200 in 4 years is impressive, no matter what. Like, period, point blank. You did something right, and you built a company in a very short amount of time. But with that being said, like there was, and this was about the time you're talking is when a lot of people got into it, including myself, Matt. Like now, it's just become such a thing where it is a lot more competitive. Like it's so much more competitive. Where like you're like, hey, there was only a couple people, and now there's 30 as of today. Like that's crazy. And I talked to a lot of other people like before 2020-ish, where it's like I wouldn't say it was easier because there wasn't the tools that we have in our industry like we do now. Like it's easier to add inventory because there's not that many people doing it. But at the same time, like it was just the early phases. And then in 2020, a lot of people got management companies. And now it's like very, very easy to start a vacation rental management company. And you don't need that much money to do so, but it's still a relatively hard industry. So, anyways, that's crazy. That's interesting.
yeah, I remember we started onboarding with Streamline at like 20, and by the end of onboarding, I always remember Candace, who works there. She was like our rep, and she still works there today. But by the end of onboarding, we had like 55. And she was like, I don't know, I don't, I don't know how you guys did this so quickly, but like to go from we starting the implementation with Streamline, and then by the end we had 55 units. Um, so it was just fun. It was a fun time.
Yeah. Yeah, no, for sure. So from there, went to Guesty for a little bit. Now you went to Crew Dogs. Now you're with Crew Dogs as the COO, so that's cool. I see a lot of your stuff on LinkedIn. I see a lot of people partnering up with you guys. Um, I guess if you want to dive into the Crew Dog stuff now, we can do that. Let's talk about the platform. Maybe go a little more into detail of maybe how you guys partner with hosts and what that partnership kind of looks like. And then yeah, let's try that.
So yeah, since I've been on with Crew Dogs, what we've basically been building is think of more of like a direct reflection of your direct booking website. So unlike a normal OTA where they kind of own all the data, we pass everything over to the guest. So it's more like a direct booking and a verification. So we do all the verifying on ID and Me. Same place you have to sign into the IRS. They you do an identity check, and we have a direct integration with them to where if someone creates an account, that's the only way they can create it is by identifying, and that'll tell us if like you're a Navy veteran, if uh, your dad served in the military and you're just a dependent. So that's who we serve: active duty, veterans, retired, and dependents. So those are the only people that are military affiliated that can book.
So there's like a vetting process. So basically, your clients are all military, ex-military people that have to go through a place to get approval to use your system, and through that system, overall, they're likely going to get cheaper stays, right?
And active duty. So active duty can also book. Um, so what hosts agree to is because most hosts, if they offer a military discount, it's typically around 10%. So some hosts offer more, but we do a minimum of 10%. So every home on Crew Dogs has a discount for the military person, and they don't have to ask for it. So they just go on. They can see the comparison between like the the property manager's direct booking website or Airbnb, and they can see actually how much they're saving from uh, the compare. We have like a little compare and contrast chart where you can see like the Airbnb listing compared to what they're booking it at. Um, so yeah, and then for host wise, we connect with every PMS. So we just go in. It's a couple clicks of a button, and then we pull them in. And then how we also are different is we go off of the host's cancellation policies. We don't have our own. So we mirror it to the hosts because we are really trying to make it more of a direct booking and not a like an OTA where we have to own everything. And I think that just comes from like when I came on board, I tried to make it more of a like property management way where, you know, property managers will like this. You know, like Airbnb doesn't want to give you phone numbers or emails, and we don't. We pass all that along to you. But what's really neat now is we're seeing multiple guests that are staying, and then hosts that are now passing guests that are calling their centers and saying, "Do you give a military discount?" And they say, "We do, but you have to go verify on Crew Dogs because the property's on Crew Dogs." They go verify, and then they get their discount because I don't know if you guys know, we used to offer military discounts all the time, and I never asked anybody for their ID. I just trusted that they were telling me the truth. Um, so on the host side, you're getting a trust and safety that that person is who they are, because we can see everything there is to know about them through the IDME process. And then on the host side, they know that on the guest side, they know the host supports the military. So both sides have a trust factor. So it's pretty neat to see.
That's crazy. Can you so I see that like 25, what was it? How much was it? 25 million? I mean, I don't know if that's how many people actually use the site or that's how many there are active and non-active duty members or not. Um, but it seems like there's a lot of traction on your site, and I see that also you guys, like, if somebody books a stay, there's some kind of donation or something.
Yep.
Can you explain some of that?
Yeah, so a portion of the proceeds gets typically like 1%. The host gets to choose a military nonprofit, and then when they book up, let's say 1% gets donated to that military nonprofit, like Canine for Warriors, in a sense, or Fisher House. So every person that books, a portion of that goes to a military nonprofit, and then a guest does have the option to match the donation from the host, and then that will also be matched to the donation as well. And there's about 25 million active duty, veteran, retired, military affiliated population in the United States. They are
So
not all
okay.
on Crew Dogs. I think right now we have about 50,000 users on our mobile app. So
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was wondering about. And then so the donation works is like somebody books it for $500 and I'm getting $500, but I choose to donate 1% of that, right?
yes,
And then the guests can match that if they want to.
yes.
Um, so as a host, if you're on there and you do decide to host, you have to donate, or
Yeah,
it's like a
it's automatic.
requirement.
It's part of our fee, so it's not like the
Oh,
host
okay.
is paying extra. Um,
Okay.
so yeah, it's part of our fee on the back end, and our service fee to the host is just 2%. So it's not like 15% like Airbnb. So we just
So
have
then
to,
1% of that 2% or half that 2% is going to whatever the whatever cause that person chose.
yes,
Okay, that's cool. So really, you guys are keeping 1%.
yeah. Now the guest does pay a service fee on the back end, but the host does not see that. So
Interesting.
which is only 5%. So it comes
Yeah.
out to a 7%.
No, that's good. That's good visibility. I think it's a good. I also saw that you guys are work with other PMSs. Looks like Hospitable and Guesty and
Yeah, so we're on all
um,
the major players: Guesty, Track, Hostaway, OwnerRez, Streamline, Hospitable. There's a couple more as well. We are on Rentals United as well. I'm trying to think of any other ones. We are on the major ones. If anybody, if anybody on Live Res is listening to the podcast, we've been trying to get a hold of you for 3 months now because we would love to be partnered with you too. Uh,
it's
so
funny. Shameless plug. So okay, so how? So if I were to connect, like for instance, let's say Hospitable, I want to put all my listings on your website today. Use Hospitable. Will all my messaging still work through Hospitable? Because I understand, it looks like I'm looking at Hospitable right now. It looks like it's an integration, not necessarily a partnership type. Well, I guess it's more of an integration, as if it were an application or whatnot. So like if somebody booked through Crew Dogs and I was connected through any of the PMSs, my messaging would still all work the same and everything like that.
so if you're on we try to get everybody to be on Instant Book. Once the booking is confirmed, it goes into your inbox, um, and you can communicate via the inbox, unified inbox. Um, just different PMSs have different ways. So, like Hospitable, you can message back and forth. Streamline, you have to make sure it's an email. It's got to be an email that goes through back and forth. So each PMS just has predominantly their way of how they communicate and what they open up to us. Guesty, it it's getting there because of their integration with Rentals United to where that will become a unified inbox. Um, but most of them, you have to accept the booking before the messaging comes into the platform.
Okay, so they don't have the ability to ask somebody a question first before they book it.
They do,
Um,
but you
they're
have
just
to
not through.
answer it through email.
Okay.
So,
Okay, and I'm just looking at your FAQs and things like that, and kind of things that people would like to ask
and I
about.
guess typically
So
not. We also have an app. The user has an app just like Airbnb. So if they do get a message, they can have the app on their phone, or one of their customer service people can have the app on their phone, and they would see the message come through just like Airbnb.
okay,
And they would be
cool.
able to message.
Awesome. So can you tell me about because people are going to ask like about tax collection, as far as remitting the taxes or collecting the taxes, or how do you guys help with that?
So we're the merchant of record. So we collect all payments paid out on check-in. We collect all the taxes. We don't send remitted taxes currently. Uh, that obviously just goes to the host, and you guys remit taxes of how things are. Um, we do have a portion of government travelers, which you'll be notified that it's a government traveler. Uh, a government traveler traveling on a government card is legally excluded from state taxes. So if your property in any area has state taxes, not TOT, but state taxes, then they are not legally to be charged state taxes. But we let you know when that is happening. Because
And you guys like fix that.
fix what?
Like you guys will make it work because you guys are taking the taxes, so you'll be
Well,
like,
we
okay, well,
do.
this is how much.
It's one of the reasons why we're the merchant of record is because we have to do certain things with itemized receipts and everything for the government travel portion. So
Okay, so are you guys listed on any like government travel sites like Omega or whatever they use,
no,
things like that to get more visibility? Just curiosity.
no, we do have some that are in the works, but we currently cannot say it out loud.
Oh man, no, I'm just kidding. So, what do you have anything in the works that's coming soon that you can say out loud in general with it when it comes to crew dogs?
I mean, there's nothing really going crazy right now. I mean, we we're doing some big marketing pushes now, which we had not done before because we didn't want to market to the public uh, and then have somebody search a property in San Diego and then there was no properties. So now that we have 20,000 that are in the U.S., we have 20. There's about 20 to 30 more coming on board. We're in an onboarding stage right now, and then we have another 40. I think 40,000 in the UK that is coming on board next month. So we'll be at about 70 to 80,000 properties on the platform. That's like our biggest things that are going on right now.
That's awesome. I mean, I'm definitely after this probably going to add all my properties. I think the more visibility, the better. Um, so how do you how do you control? How's the pricing controlled? If like per se, I'm connected to my PMS still controlling the pricing when it sends to you guys on the calendar,
100%.
and
Everything is
then
happening.
what about like weekly, monthly stay discounts and things like that? Or you guys just don't have that in there because it's already a
It
discounted rate
pulls
anyway? So
it pulls everything that you have in your system over. So if you're charging a 10% weekly discount, then the guest is going to get a 10% weekly discount and a 10% military discount. So you just have to make sure that those are adjusted efficiently for crew dogs. Like if you're already giving a 10% and you don't want to do the weekly discount, you just make sure that Crew Dogs is not on that side of it. Because it will. Every automation that you have set in the PMS is going to pull right into Crew Dogs.
So realistically, you wouldn't need to do anything with your pricing because, like, let's just say whatever's listed on our direct booking website's base price, once it goes, somehow you guys do the 10% discount on your end, right?
Well,
Or
it's
do
through the.
we need, or do we set that in our PMS, if that makes sense?
So
Like
we
we
just
drop it. Go ahead.
our connection that we have with the PMS, it's all in the code. So it's just showing it flows into yours and it's showing the 10% discount. So it's you don't have to go into yours and put in a military discount at all. It just automatically does it.
Cool. So let me say, like, okay, so if an operator's listening and they're interested in this, what is it? And it's sorry if you already answered this question, I probably just missed it. But what does it cost to list on your site? So like if we onboard 50 properties or whatever, what is our monthly bill going to look like? Let's just say we don't get any bookings, right? What does it cost?
$0.
Okay, cool. That's what I was thinking. So you basically make money. We both make money when a booking
When,
takes place through your platform.
yep, when the booking is confirmed and the money changes hands, that is when everyone is paid.
Okay. And then you guys are the merchant of record. So you guys are collecting the funds. They're paying you, and then you're distributing that to the property manager, right?
Correct.
So they're not just okay, yeah. I was thinking they would be redirected to like our direct booking site. How does that work? And maybe I'm missing something here. So
No,
they book through your portal and then it connects to our PMS so we get the messaging and then you pay out the manager less the discount and whatever the fees.
correct.
Like you were saying, the 1 to 2. Okay, gotcha. Um,
Yeah, we
trying
just
to
try
figure out.
our policies that we have in place just try to mirror your direct booking side. And I guess where that is more of like I want you to own all the guest data. I want you to be able to retarget these people, the guests. Like we don't want to keep anything from the host. We feel when we're not keeping it all, it makes it very streamlined for just the hospitality portion of it. Like how do you get in contact with the guest if you don't have their email or their phone number or it's now the guest is outside for an hour because no one can get in contact with them. Like it's just there's just so many things that can go wrong, so we don't keep any of that. We want the guest to be taken care of. That's it.
Is there is there any kind of rule like so I take all my guests off to happy guests when they book, they go and sign the rental agreement, get a damage waiver, all those things. Is there any kind of rules prohibiting that to where I take them off the platform to do their damage waiver and the rental agreement? That's where all like their guidebooks and all their stuff is. Is there any kind of issue with that?
No. We encourage. So if you have like a early check-in or a late checkout, and if there's fees attached to that, you charge them on your side. It does not need to go through Crew Dogs.
Okay. So you can do all that and that's fine, no big deal.
Correct.
And then how you guys deal with like if some people on Crew Dogs rented my house and then they throw a party, how do we deal with that with you guys? Is there something that you guys do to help stop that, or do we reach out to you, or we just call the police and do what we gotta do, or how would that work with like guest problems?
So we don't have a ton of that. Uh, Most of ours are like families that are traveling. Um, the younger ones that are kind of in the party stage, most of them are in an active duty stage. So please let an active duty person have a party and damage something. We would love to call their commands. They'll
Yeah, I
get in.
figured you probably
They'll
don't
get
have a lot of
in.
problems like that.
They'll get in way more trouble with their command than they ever would going to court. I mean, imagine going and doing and damaging something, and then you go back to your command and you get knocked down a couple ranks and you lose money for the rest of your career. I mean,
But
it's
I guess to Matt's point though on his question, it's a good question. It's like, but what happens when damages does take place? Would that mean like they're signing essentially your rental agreement? So it would be whatever we would normally do and how we would treat it like a direct booking, or is that something like the damage protection is within Crew Dogs?
I mean,
Maybe I'm
if you
overcomplicating
charge
this.
if you charge a damage protection, it's in the reservation. They pay that. If not, we do have our own damage, policies. I think it's like $1,000 for incidentals, like on every single booking, and then we are currently about a week away from when every guest books. We just signed a thing with an insurance company, so then every guest is covered on an insurance policy.
Who
Gotcha.
pays that insurance policy?
The guest.
Is it, so it'll come out of the fee, or you just make the guest required to pay the damage, a damage waiver or whatnot?
The guest would be paying the damage waiver.
Oh, so it'd be something that if I say I want to require a damage waiver, then the guest is going to pay for the damage waiver. You guys are just getting a third party company to help with that.
Correct.
Okay. And you have damage waivers now, though, right now, don't you?
We have our own internal system.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, I saw that. It said something about damage, maybe like little is $1 a day or something like that.
Yeah.
So it's an internal thing.
Yep.
Okay.
I can tell you in 4 years, we've had zero.
Probably.
So,
I'm looking at your guys' site. So it looks like you guys donated almost $10,000 toward charity already, which is amazing. It's pretty nice. I mean, it's a nice site, guys. There's a lot of good information on here. A lot of help pages, top destinations. So, I mean, I think what you're giving out here, especially like if it connects to my PMS and it doesn't cost me shit to even use it and it gives me more visibility, like I'm about that life. Like my life is a lot easier that way. You know what I mean? It's like if I have to go try to connect to something and then I can't use it, then we have kind of a problem, right? Because if I can't connect, I can't connect it together.
And you guys know too, is like there's always that stipulation of, am I going to get bookings when I join an OTA, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, I use this one, but it's I mean, you guys know who Home Team is, right? Home Team. Home Team joined 4 months ago, and I think they just hit almost $45,000 in bookings from.
Damn.
So I mean, you're getting bookings right now. So last year we did low six figures for the entire year last year, and the same amount we did all last year we're doing every month right now. So the bookings are flowing real nice, especially now that we have the amount of properties in some really really great locations, and partnered with some really good companies that just provide really good hospitality. So
Yeah.
That's awesome.
You say you got one more, Matt? You have another question?
Yeah.
Okay, go for it.
I'm curious on how you guys are marketing to get these military personnel and ex-military personnel to use your platform. Like, how are you getting us the guests?
So the great part about this is it's a very small community. So think of it as a very niche, fenced off community, and that's the only people we're going. So the word of mouth travels fast. I mean, I have a TikTok video right now that's trending with 300,000 views. So we have all those marketing platforms. We just hired a marketing firm, so they're handling all of our outreach on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all the ads that we're doing. But a lot of ours, I mean, that just started June 1st. So this entire year, we've been doing the same GBV as last year every month, and so it's been all organic. So it's just word of mouth. That's just been, and so now we're actually putting money behind it, because we're at the point where it's like, okay, we're getting enough bookings, we're driving people there, so now let's put some money behind it and really drive some people now that we have the supply. If you drive people and you don't have the supply, you're going to lose the customer for life. So, we didn't want that. So there was
Yeah.
another company a couple years ago, and they're not around anymore, but it was a supply thing. Uh, Not that the guy was amazing. He was a really cool guy. I met him at some conferences, and but there just wasn't enough supply. So I've just
Yeah.
used all of my industry connections over the last 13 years, and you guys know, you build a reputation, and you can just go and you make a phone call, um, and you can get people to come on board with you, and they trust your product. So
Yeah, and you do a good job. I see your post on LinkedIn. You do a good job sharing a lot of the every time. You already have a lot of the connections of the operators, and then you share whenever a new one comes on. And it's always like, for me, when someone comes on, I already, for the most part, know who the operator is. Either I know of them or they're actually already my friend.
yeah,
So then that's kind of what led me to this conversation. I kept seeing a bunch of brands pop up where I either knew the owners or I knew of them. And then I was like, well, he's onboarding a lot of good brands. He's doing something right. I recognize this brand, that brand. I know so and
yeah,
so
it's
over
like
here, over there. And it's like, yeah,
I
you got
get
to
a
have
lot of
that. You
those.
got to have that.
I
Go ahead. Sorry.
I get a lot of those messages. They're like, "Wow, you signed up moving mountains, and you signed up. Then right after that, you signed up Wander." And it's like, all of them see what we're trying to do, and really, if you support the military and you already give a military discount, like, why? There is not, I mean, and someone listening can correct me if I'm wrong, but I have not found many companies that are directly trying to advertise to the military guest. They'll give a military discount if asked for it, but they're not trying to drive the military guests to their booking platform. And so that's what we're doing for them, right? Because we're just going after the military guests and pointing them, here's a great property, in Yellowstone, and here's the host, and they're great. And this is, I'm sure you guys seen, like, on there it says like why they support the military, and then who they support, their nonprofit, who they support, and so it's just and we just did that with Big Sky, or Big Sky, Montana. They're a bigger company in Montana. They had a local nonprofit in Bozeman, and their goal was, hey, if I join Crew Dogs, can we put this local nonprofit on? And so we contacted the nonprofit, and now all of Bozeman's 200 properties that Big Sky has, every booking gets donated back to their local nonprofit for veterans. So
Yeah,
that's
that's
it's the community thing.
yeah, that's cool. And then also, like, it's not about this at the end of the day, but from a selling your brand perspective, like, that's something you can market on your website. Like, hey, we do this, or we gave this much money, or we did this much business with Crew Dogs, whatever, whatever. The result is we were able to donate this much money last year, to insert local, you know, foundation or national foundation. And I think from a property management perspective, there's a win there where you are giving that money is going somewhere, so you can flex that on your website. So I think that's cool. Um, yeah, I love that. Any feedback on that? Or
Say no. I mean, I also personally think if they're donating to a nonprofit, I'm pretty sure it's a tax write-off.
yeah,
I mean,
good deal.
so
Well, the only other question I think that comes to my mind, I don't see if it's free to list. Just a net more exposure for property managers. I don't. Everything is going to a good cause. My question, I guess, is we didn't talk about onboarding. Like, what does onboarding with you guys look like? You don't have to give me the entire rundown. Just give me a little spiel of what it looks like, how long it takes to be up
Honestly,
and running.
it's super simple across the board. I mean, we just onboarded Acme House, Costco brand that has 1,000 properties. They were done in 10 minutes. So it's every PMS is really just a connect, enable the properties, and we pull them in, and you have an account probably within 10 minutes. And it
Awesome.
pulls in everything. So the rates, the pictures. Um, the only thing you have to do after we set up your account is to go into your account, add your bank account information so you can get paid, and then basically just create the profile how you want it to read to the veterans and the active duty members that are searching. So, you know, why Austin and Matt, why they support the military, and who your nonprofit you want them, nonprofit money to go to, and then that's it. And and our customer service team is military spouses. So you're speaking to someone in the United States that's a military spouse, um, and they're pretty quick, pretty quick. So we try not to let people wait for anything that's going on. So
Awesome. So I was gonna wrap because I'm trying to be cognizant of your time, but I did think of two good questions I think that
yep.
everybody would probably hopefully like. One's the quick one, probably. You said you go in there and you put in your bank account. Can you, if for people who are using multiple bank accounts, can you do that per listing basis?
Yeah, so you are able to do it. If it's over a certain amount, then that just becomes a development. So you'll send us basically a list of properties, and then we'll work together and we'll point each bank account to what property it needs to be at for accounting.
And that's if you're going over the limit, is what you're saying?
No, it
Of
just
what you
comes.
guys, or just like no matter what, like if I set up and then I'm like, hey, I put up my account, but I want this account to go to this property and I want this account to go to these properties, then you
We
guys will
just
have to go fix that.
we just do it on the back end. So
Oh, okay.
we just try to make it easier instead of trying to enter it all in the system. Um,
Okay.
yeah, because we just had one
So
that
you
had
do
like
have the
20.
capability though. Okay.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. Yeah, because some of us have multiples,
Yeah.
so and that would be me, and I'm sure Austin does too. And then my other question is that I noticed, and maybe I just didn't click on the right listings. I don't see any kind of reviews anywhere. So, is there any plans in the future to get reviews, or pull in reviews, or push to Google reviews, or anything with the review process when it comes to these houses?
So the reviews come when people stay in the properties. I mean, some of them do have reviews that have been stayed in. Um,
Hmm.
if we have it merged with the Airbnb or direct booking website, um, which most of them do, I think like 75% of them do. Um, you can actually click on the listing and it will go and you can see all the reviews on those sites. So,
Okay, so there's reviews on your platform though too for the ones who left reviews.
yeah.
Okay, that's why I wasn't sure because I was looking around, but I hadn't been able to find anything with the reviews on it. So I was just curious if there is reviews on there. So that's cool. Okay, so that helps people build their brand and things like that. Awesome. So Matt, I really thank you for your time. I think Austin had to step out. But if you have, oh, there he is. So if you got anything else you want to share with anybody, tell them where to find you. The website. I'm going to list some properties today, probably, or tomorrow. I'm sure Austin's probably going to list some properties, and I hope you guys list some properties too. It costs you nothing, so free marketing is always the best thing. I hate to break it to you guys, but if it's free, it's for me. But yeah, so tell everybody where to find you and everything else.
Yeah, I mean, well, obviously, crewdogs.com. You can just go to the top right hand corner. It says add my listing. It'll pop in and you just pick your PMS. It says connect from PMS. You can also connect single listings. So if you're just an Airbnb host that wants to list, we have a direct integration with Airbnb and Hospitable. So you're able to just connect one listing, and your calendars will sync. But that's where you can choose the PMS that you're on, is through just clicking on the Add My Listing. And you can always just find me on LinkedIn under my, Matthew Hammlett, and it'll just say COO of Crew Dogs. And I post all the time about new companies coming on, so you probably see that there too. Yeah, I'm looking forward to say there is some big ones coming up, but can't say.
No, dope.
So,
I mean, it's super exciting. I like I said, free marketing. Like you really can't complain if these guys on there listening that don't want to sign up, then I mean they're missing out. So I'm gonna do anything I can to get more bookings from my clients. I make more money that way. That's just the way the cookie crumbles. So we appreciate your time, man, and you sharing everything with us about Crew Dogs and how we can help. The military charities and military people in general, just with discounts. I know I have a long line of family that in the military. My son's thinking about joining the military, so I appreciate your service as well. So thank you very much. I also do want to say, like Austin said, guys, if you like the show, if you get value from the show, share the show. Give us a review, anything possible to interact with the show. Send us an email, whatever message, like, hey, I like the show, something. We would really appreciate, like Austin said, is that we do this for negative money. It costs us money every year to do this, all the time to do this. We don't have sponsors. We're not really even looking for sponsors. We make jokes with some people, but I mean, we just need you guys to get out there and organically share the show for us. So if you go out there and share the show for us, that'd be fantastic. We appreciate all y'all. And with that, I'll let Austin wrap it up.
All right. Thank y'all for listening. Peace.